Hello everyone, it's Michelle here from Michelle Fleur Art, and today I've got a beautiful video for you. I'm going to take you through the process of how to make this gorgeous butterfly wreath. Okay, first things first, let's gather our materials. You'll need some watercolour paper, some watercolours and some gouache, some brushes, some wire, scissors, a hot glue gun, some fabric strips and some string or ribbon. So let's get started, shall we? I've put a few butterflies on the paper to show you what we're aiming for. But to get started, we're just going to make the body of the butterfly with some black watercolour or any dark kind of watercolour and just sketch it in really quick and easy. So these are very, very loose butterflies, and I think the looseness is actually part of their charm. So I'm just doing this freehand without any pencil lines, and you may not get the wings perfectly sized, but that really is part of what makes them so delightful, is that kind of clumsy awkwardness and handmade feel. So really have fun with this. I started this project because I just wanted a little break from the more serious artwork that I was doing. So this is all about fun. This is all about being free. You can see here that this wing doesn't match the other one perfectly, and that is absolutely okay. You're really not going to see it in the final wreath. You can't see me dipping my brush into the water jar, but I'm adding a fair bit of water to these watercolours. So they're staying quite wet while I'm doing the wings, and then a bit later I'm just going to drop a bit more colour in there to give the wings some variation. I'm just making the bottom wings a different shade of the red. We don't want them to be too flat. Again, I'm just being really loose. Now I'm just dropping a bit of colour into those top wings, a darker shade of red, doing some quick circles, some quick spots, and you can see that the wings are already coming to life. The wonderful thing about watercolour is that it has that kind of translucency that butterfly wings can have. Now what I'm going to do a bit later is I'll be adding some more decoration to the wings using gouache. Gouache is wonderful because it's opaque and I can paint straight over the top of the watercolour, and I can just put some interesting details and make the wings pop a bit with the gouache. I've started another butterfly now, and this one I think I'm going to make it yellow. I think this one is yellow. But this is just the process of doing another butterfly, just to give you an idea of the variation that you can get, making the wings a different size and a different shape. So it's nice to have that variation with the butterflies that you're going to use for the wreath. I'll just leave you with me painting and some music now, so that you can observe what I'm doing and you can apply these techniques to your own butterfly if you like. Okay, I'll be back soon. Of course, feel free to skip ahead at any time if you're confident painting on your own or you're getting a bit bored. That's fine, no worries. I just thought that I'd put the whole process of painting this page up so that those who aren't confident have a bit of a guide. I've finished the watercolour base of the butterflies, and now I'm coming in with some gouache to add details to them. Here I'm doing some lines, and I'm going to add some spots and some circles and some dashes, and this just makes the butterflies a little more interesting and gives them a bit more depth. Now I'm just making this up as I go along. I'm not being too precious, I'm being quite intuitive. I do have a book of butterflies that I've been referring to very loosely, but mostly this is just coming from my imagination. I ended up painting 2 sheets of butterflies, and I found that that was just perfect for the wreath. Once your butterflies are dry, it's time to cut them all out. This can take a little while. I started out cutting around the feelers as well, but in the end I ended up just chopping them off, and look, you can't even tell in the final result. So yeah, to make it a bit easier on yourself, you don't have to put the feelers on the butterflies. Once all the butterflies are cut out, it's time to start working on the base of the wreath. If you have a wreath at home, one made from like willow or cardboard or styrofoam or something, you can use that. I didn't have anything and I just wanted to use what I had at home. So this is me making a makeshift wreath out of some thick wire that I found in my cupboard, and I'm just twisting two bits of this wire together to make it a bit thicker. Now that I've got my wire twisted together, I have a good base for the wreath. I found some fabric scraps that I had. This is actually from the hem of a new dress that was too long for me, and I found it perfect for this wreath. So I've cut it into strips and now I'm going to twist it really tightly around the wire to give the wreath a soft base and to add that colour as well. I'm just tying a knot in the top now. And then I'll wrap it around really tightly. And there we have it. The wreath is done. It's a bit wobbly looking and lumpy, but that's okay because you're not going to see it underneath the butterflies, and I think it just adds to the handmade charm anyway. Now I'm just tying a ribbon to the top so that it can be used to hang it off the wall, and in the top left corner you can see my kitty cat Frankie has come for a visit. He's very curious about what's going on. Now we can start to sort out and arrange the butterflies and see how we'd like them to sit on the wreath. These are all the butterflies that I painted. I'm using a hot glue gun to stick the butterflies to the wreath, and I found that worked really well. So now it's just a matter of sticking all of the butterflies to the wreath. You might have to fiddle around a bit just to get the arrangement right, but it's a fairly simple, easy process. there we have it. It's finished. It's so bright and colourful. I think it's so fun. It does take a while. This probably took me half a day of focused activity, but it was so enjoyable. Painting the butterflies is just lovely. It's a really nice way to while away a few hours, and it looks so pretty. It's spring here in Australia, so it's perfect for this season here. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, please give me a like or a comment or subscribe if you haven't already. That would be wonderful. And I'm wishing you all the very, very best. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.